Can anybody hear me? Is anybody out there? It's like a Pink Floyd song. Yeah. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay, cool. Cool. Real Estate Wholesalers Club. All about helping you get to that shut up money, guys. That's the first deal paycheck or the next deal paycheck. Maybe you're in a slump, or maybe you need to be consistent. That's what we're here to help you do. We got Bob. This is a daily Q&A that we do with a VIP club. And we got Bob Vieira with us here. He joins every Tuesday for a few minutes. Bob is our resident short sale expert at Real Estate Wholesalers Club. And that's because short sales can be kind of complicated and time consuming. Bob, you have to unmute your microphone there, man.
I don't know how that happened.
There we go.
You good? You can
now
hear me?
I know I thought my audio was all jacked up. Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
AC/DC. Hey, that's all right, Justin.
Yeah, I got this at Walmart. So it's not like I got it at the concert or anything like that. Although I hear the concert's pretty amazing. Bob, have you ever been to an AC/DC concert?
They were my favorite band growing up, honest to God. Yeah, I went to I was actually so happy I got to see them. Yeah, it was one of the last years they were touring, I guess. I don't know, but I was in high school. Yeah, we went to see them at the Wachovia Arena. It was awesome.
Loud, right? Very loud. I hear.
So loud. I couldn't hear for the whole next day. I could not hear a thing. It was awful. But it was a sick concert. It really was.
Well, that's cool. I've never been. I'd like to. But, I don't know if they're really out there now. You know what I mean?
Me either. I want to say, I went in 2009. I thought it was supposed to be like a farewell tour, but I don't know if they still even, if they've been doing it still. I really don't know.
I see. I think they got rid of Brian Johnson and and then they got him back. Is that his name, Brian, the singer?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I like the guitarist, Angus Young. He does the duck walk across the stage. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah. One of the best shows ever. I've only seen it on video, though. I want to show this real quick, Bob, because you wrote this article and posted it in the group on Facebook, how to buy a short sale home. But this is for like retail buyers. Is that right?
Kind of, yeah. It could be for either, really. It could be for either.
I see. Find out if asked price lender approved. So this is step-by-step stuff here. Bob's in the content game.
I'm trying to help.
I like it, man. How long does it take for a short sale to close? This is all good information. And if you're not following Bob, you ought to be. Hop on the group, the Facebook group, and just skim down and check it out, because this is all legitimate information. It almost looks like it was written by an attorney.
Yeah. You'll be getting me in trouble. I'm not an attorney.
So what's going on, Bob? What's happening? Any updates on your side? Anything going on?
Yeah, just nothing crazily new. Just following the unemployment rate. Just keeping tabs on that, which I think all investors should be doing. It's still over 8%. It's dropping on a national level, but really slowly. And it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens in the future here, because so many markets, I don't know about your guys' individual markets, but so many markets are so hot right now. Like they're huge sellers markets right now. And yes. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens, next quarter, Q1 and Q2 and next year, to see if it keeps up or if the floodgates are going to open up with foreclosures. It's a really crazy time we're in. It really is.
Yeah, I'm excited I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm actually prepared for what's going on. And I don't mean like I have a shed full of food and ammo. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, I feel like I'm in the right business, like at the right time, with the right level of experience, understanding at it. Because I think this is the biggest opportunity that I've ever seen coming up on the horizon, as far as motivated sellers go. And as long as there are motivated sellers, there are opportunities for creative real estate investors and short sale experts like Bob to make nice paydays. Does anybody agree or disagree with that? Any thoughts on that? You think? Does anybody here think? In other words, does anybody here think that the economy is going to tank and it's going to become more difficult for us? I'm just asking if anybody has an other side of the fence perspective.
One thing I'll jump in and say, one thing I'll say is, you know, like I say this all the time, I think it's really important to remember this is going to be different than a lot of other recessions because it's going to be market by market. Meaning, I think at the end of this thing, you know, when this all unravels, some markets are going to get whacked. And then I think others are probably going to be okay. That's the interesting part. And that's where I think, you know, kind of like you just said, Justin, investors now that are kind of preparing for it and getting ready, it's really important to follow trends in your local market. Pay attention to the unemployment rate. Pay attention to big companies that are stationed in your area. You know, are they shutting down? Are they furloughing people? It's just little things you want to start paying attention to now, because that's going to give you your answer of what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I'm not a showy kind of person. I mean, I just told you I bought this t-shirt from Walmart. Although this is a designer real estate wholesalers club trucker hat.
I'm rocking the gear.
Oh, hey, check it out. He's got on a tee. All right. Awesome. So I'm not a flashy guy, but I've made more money this year with everyone saying that the sky is falling than I have probably since 2009. I mean, I've had the biggest year, and it's been wonderful. But you know, I think that goes to the fact that I'm in the right business at the right time. You know, and there's a lot of chaos going on out there, and there's a lot of money changing hands. There's a lot of opportunities to get in the middle of that in real estate and make some nice checks. I feel bad, guys. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of talking here, but I feel bad because I got into a little tiff on Facebook, like this Sunday. You ever get a little tiff with somebody on Facebook? Like you put a comment on a post and then somebody else comments and you kind of take it wrong, and then you start commenting back and you're a little sarcastic now more than you were the last time. Yeah, I hate Facebook, but I got sucked in on Sunday on a post about creative real estate. And somebody was saying, you know, you should be shooting for 3%. Now, see, I've taught that too. Shoot for 3 to 5% on these creative deals. But lately, I mean, I also teach that you mark it up 10%, okay, on a creative deal, because you can get appreciated value as it.
What does that mean, Justin? What do you mean? 3% of what?
Yeah, great question, man. 3% of the purchase price. So if I get a house under contract for $100,000, let's say it's worth $100,000 and they owe $100,000. Let's just say all the numbers are $100,000, and they're willing to allow me to lease option this property where I can put a tenant buyer in the property. The tenant buyer can't qualify for the home loan today. It'll be 2 years, maybe 3, before they can qualify for the home loan, but they got a plan and they're moving in that direction. So I mark the property up from 100, which is what it's worth, what I got it under contract for, and what they owe. I put it under contract for 100, in 36 months or less. Okay, so it gives me time to rent it from them in the meantime. Now, what I'm going to do is put that tenant buyer in there and collect 10%, because hopefully the 10% comes from this. It comes from the appreciated value. So the house should be worth 110 in 2-3 years. You would think in a normal neighborhood that's appreciating now. You would think 10% is not that much in 3 years. So, and in some neighborhoods, it's a lot more than that. So lately, I've always taught the traditional thing is, and I've done, is to have 3% be your 3 to 5% is what you're looking to collect out of that tenant buyer as a non-refundable option fee. What we used to call a down payment, but that's kind of erroneous. Okay, does that make sense? You collect that. You collect as much as that 10% as you can up front. But normally, it's a 3 to 5% is what you can get from folks. But now I've been getting more, like a lot more, this year. So this guy posted on there, and I don't know, it just hit me wrong. I was like, 3%, why don't you just be a realtor? If you want 3%, because we're banging in a lot bigger than that lately. And the guy he came back with the traditional perfect coaching, training explanation of what he was saying, and I 100% agree. And if the guy's watching right now, I 100% agree with you. I do, but under the circumstances of the economy and how things are rolling around right now, I'm getting a lot more than that. I'm getting a whole lot more than 3 to 5%. It's not unheard of to get the full 10. So, it's a great time to be alive. It's a great time to be in this business too. But I guess the moral of the story is why, you got to ask yourself, why did that piss me off? I don't know, man, but I started I don't know. I felt bad about it now, but it's a good time because of this. We're creative real estate investors. The short sale is a creative solution that solves a motivated seller's problem, right? In a dire situation. Well, a lot of times we're talking to those same motivated sellers in lots of other situations too, but that's really what we're looking for, is that motivated seller. When you find one that's underwater, meaning they owe more than it's worth, in default, list pendants. Has anybody ever seen one of those list pendants? Anybody in the room? I have. I've seen one. Yeah, a list pendant. Yeah, it's a scary. Well, I don't know why what is that, Latin? What is it, Latin for you're screwed or something? What's it mean?
Let's go with that. Yeah.
It means lawsuit pending.
What's it mean?
Lawsuit pending is what it means.
Oh, Liz Pendens. Oh,
that totally makes sense too. I did not know that. Yeah, I never even looked it up. Totally makes sense.
So that means the bank has filed a lawsuit. See now, so that makes sense now, and it defines for us a little bit what a Liz Pendens is. So when somebody goes into default, we know now they get a Liz Pendens. That's a letter in the mail, or it's, I don't know if it's, what is it, a special, what do they call them? Process server?
Really,
maybe?
it's a judgment.
I don't know.
It's a type of judgment. It's a type of judgment that the bank puts against you.
Right away. So it's kind of like when you get divorced, they get temporary orders against you.
Well, you have to be so many months behind. I mean, if you're like a month behind on your payment, you're not going to get one.
Oh, I see.
3 months usually, I think.
So this creates a very hopeless situation for these folks. Most of the time, I'm sure. If they're not behind on payments by choice, and I think the way they've handled this forbearance stuff is really going to make it a lot more prevalent. What do you think, Bob? The forbearance stuff?
100%. I mean, yeah. When they keep extending it, people are just going to get further and further under, unfortunately. Maybe it'll help some people. I hope it does. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people, it's just going to be like a short-term solution for them. In the long run, their situation's not going to get better. and they're just going to fall further in arrears. So,
Yeah,
you know, that
absolutely.
mortgage balance is going to creep up on them.
Yeah, it will, and it creeps up on them pretty fast. That's how they end up over what the house is worth, owing more than the house is worth.
Yep.
Is that right?
Even in situations, where they still have a lot of equity, I think there's going to be really good opportunities for investor and wholesalers, to help these people out of their situation, and to get really good deals for you guys. So, you don't have to be in the short sale business to follow these forbearances. You should definitely pay attention to them in your market.
Yeah. That's part of being a real estate investor is kind of knowing your market a little bit, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a virtual. Say it again, Bob. I'm sorry.
No. I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, right. Some people might even go as far as saying that's almost everything there is to it. Really, is really knowing your market, and maybe there's something to be said for both of those arguments. I'm a virtual real estate investor. I like to do things virtually, which means outside my local market, but I really like to do things in my local market too. I mean, don't you love doing things in your local market? Like, you want to do stuff in your local market. Wouldn't it be cool if you were doing some of this short sale stuff in your local market, sending some of these things to Bob? Maybe helping out your community in that respect. I mean, that's kind of a service. I mean, don't you think it's kind of a service? The short sale expert?
Yeah, it's a double whammy too, because you could take dead leads, stuff that you're not going to make money on. You could still create a secondary profit stream. And like Justin said, you're still able to help people. You're not just hanging up the phone on them. You could help them.
So instead of learning to become a short sale expert, get hooked up with Bob at universalshortsales.com. universalshortsales.com, and it's free. What you do is you hit the contact us button, you fill out the little form and tell him you're a wholesaler, tell him I sent you. Okay, he'll give you the extra special treatment. I think you get a piece of candy or something if you
You're putting me on the spot. I have to send candy now. Thanks a lot. I have to go get candy.
Hey, well, it's that time of year. So
yeah. Another thing too, guys, don't be afraid to when you're when you're filling out those forms, or even just like PM me. I have a couple of ebooks. They're like literally 6-7 pages each. One of them is about the benefits of cashing in on your dead leads as a wholesaler and creating that secondary lead flow. And then I have a newer one, which is how to talk to motivated mortgage delinquent sellers. So they're totally free. Happy to shoot them to you, and answer any questions you guys have. And that stuff you could use in your business, not even short sales. Like the one about mortgage delinquent sellers, that's something that's coming around the corner. So, it'll help you guys take advantage of that.
It's good content too. Yeah, for sure. You definitely want the booklets. I highly recommend them. So we took a look at one a little more in depth last week. It's good stuff, guys. And it's just another tool in your toolkit. So don't neglect the opportunity to monetize a lead you couldn't otherwise.
Yep.
Bob, I love you, dude. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for showing up here every week and visiting with us for a few minutes. We always like to hear from your insights and, what's happening, all that good stuff. What's jumping off with Bob.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for having me.
Thank
Later,
you,
guys.
We'll talk to you next week.
Everybody have a good week. See you, Justin.
Hey, bye-bye. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the VIP. This is just VIP Tuesday. All right, so we got Ricky Rowland and Jerry and Matt and George and Greg and Rick and Ed and Curtis and Aaron. And we got Nick popping in here. I wanted to practice handling some objections today, but I also want to open up the floor for questions. Has anybody got any questions? Have you had a good week so far? Or has it started off right? Or what's going on in your world out there?
Question.
Yeah.
Hey, you said this year's a lot better than previous years.
Yeah.
I think you're literally saying better than last year and the year before. So what's the big difference? Are you better at what you're doing, or is it market conditions, or what is it?
Yeah, great question, Greg. I think it's both, man. I think I'm better. You know, I want to be better. I'm getting better. You know, helping coach you guys and stuff makes me better. So I want to be better, but I also think the market stuff is a big deal too. I think I'm just getting larger down payments than I thought I would be getting. That's one thing I'm noticing. Okay. I have not really noticed a big drop off because of the what do they call it? The stay of execution on these rentals, the eviction moratorium. You know, I haven't had a whole lot of sellers, you know, freak out about that, which surprises me. More so than, well, I have had it happen, but not like what you would think is what I'm getting at. So, yeah, I think it's just the market conditions. The more needy people become, the better off I am really in this business. You know, I feel like that's a sad statement to have to make, but the world needs us. You know, the world has, the way I see it, and maybe I'm a hippie, but I think that the world wants to put everybody and everything in nice little boxes. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of boxes out there with options in them for people that are in foreclosure. Bob is a creative option. So he's actually one of those options that's kind of outside the box. You know, your lease option, your offer for a creative finance, or your subject to offer are all not in the realtor box, you know, or the MLS box, or, you know, the traditional thoughts of how I buy and sell a house. So I think the more needy people become, the more they need us, and the more open they become to things outside the box, you know. So I think that's all really that's played into it. I've gotten better too, though, you know, yeah. So there is that.
Justin?
Yeah.
Justin?
What's up? What's up, Ryan?
Yeah, what's going on, man? I have a comment. You know, we were on the Friday call with Ace on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he brought up a great point for everybody. He went and asked everybody about, you know, who done a deal in the last quarter. And obviously none of the
I heard that.
guys were on the live show. I'm one of them. I haven't done a deal. I wonder, yeah, could be the thing to fix that. And I know you're saying a lot of good things about this business, but that's maybe for a few months down the road. But for the guys that need some to be done now, I mean, like me, I mean, I really need to get some happening now, you know, instead of waiting for the opportunity for the next year. What do we need to fix or change, or, you know, that kind of thing to help everybody, actually, just not just me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just about being the guy that gets those three things done. You know, you've got the techniques and the strategies. In other words, you've got a lease option in your pocket. You've got an ugly house offer in your other pocket that you could make. You've got a co-wholesale agreement if you run into a wholesaler. And then it's getting someone to call. It's getting leads. And then it's just having good phone conversations. So, I mean, I don't mean to blue sky it for the future, because what I'm saying is I'm making more money this year already than I normally do. So it's not like I'm saying we're in a downturn right now and it's going to get better. No, it's pretty damn great right now. But you have to have those three things consistent. Okay. So, you know, I think where people miss it sometimes and they get frustrated, and I don't know about you, Ryan, but I'm just going to say I've seen this, and other folks is they just focus on one technique. So they've got lease options. So they're trying to do a lease option. They don't find a lease option deal, but they found 2 or 3 ugly houses and some coho sales they could have done, but they skipped those. Okay, because they're looking for a lease option. So you see where I'm getting at? You know, I like to be. I'm coming out with a new series of trainings called Full Spectrum Wholesaling, because I don't want to be known as the lease options guy or the ugly house guy or whatever. I want to be known as the guy who will give you the good advice on how to be a full spectrum wholesaler. Somebody that can do a pretty house and an ugly house, a coho sale, a subject to, you know, be a professional, a professional at your trade, right? So, you know, you'll have these techniques in your pockets, but then you still have to get leads. You still have to have good phone, and it doesn't matter where the leads come from. Automated REI, Facebook, Lead Mining Pros, something else. Doesn't scrape. What did I say? Automated REI, yeah, scraping and Craigslist, or if it's Zillow. Either way, it doesn't matter, because you're going to be running into these people. Then I guarantee you that if you're doing somewhere between 500 and 1,000 texts in a week, and I just talk about texts because that's what I like. Okay, Facebook is a whole other game. You know, it's a whole other thing, and y'all can do any of these and all of these that you like. They all work, but you got to get the leads. If you're doing texting and you're doing 500 to 1,000 texts, I guarantee you, whether either if Craigslist or Zillow, no matter, it doesn't matter. You're going to be finding some motivated sellers in there. You're going to be finding some wholesalers in there too that you could joint venture with. You know, you're also going to be finding some ugly houses as well as pretty houses. So then you got to just close them. So I think, you know, the problem lies for most of us in this. How do we get them to do a deal? Closing them. And I think that's probably where most of the problem lies for us if we're not getting deals. Either that, or most of the time we get leads and we look at them sit on the desk. That's why we're not getting deals. That's
my challenge.
the fact.
I'm sorry, Justin, but my challenge, like he said one time a couple of weeks ago, he said those homeowners kind of got a little smarter. Sometimes they know how to play you when you call them because they have talked to like 50 people before you or something. That's how I feel. Like sometimes, they just talk because they know they can. They can, have their conversation with me. I know I'm not really at the level where I can close them yet, but they kind of already talk to few people and they know what to say, what to hear from you, and all that kind of things,
Oh yeah, I love that. You know what, Mr. Homeowner, you're gonna love me. That's what I tell them. Man, I have them say the same dang thing to me, man. I'll get on the phone with a homeowner and they'll say the same thing. They'll say, well, I've talked to a lot of people already. And, you're not one of them real estate investors, or you're not one of the people wanting to offer me a lease option, are you, or whatever. Mr. Homeowner, you're going to love me. That's how I say it. I accentuate the love me part. I'm setting them up hypnotically by doing that, to be honest with you, to love me. Somehow I'm different. Well, how are you different? Well, I don't want to talk about what kind of offer I want to make because honestly, I don't know. Why are you selling the place? Okay. So I don't make it about a type of offer. I don't go in like, I'm going to convince this SOB to do a lease option because I really don't know. I want to get on the phone and in 3 minutes or less qualify or disqualify them, find out if it's somebody that has a motivation, and then I'm going to spend a little more time on the phone with them trying to determine what type of lead might fit them and me best. Right? Once I've determined that, I'm probably going to run into this problem. And this problem I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to share screens. Hold on. Do you see this copy of the objections cheat sheet? Do you see this? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right. You remember this? Oh, here. I think it's number 1. Yeah, number 1. Here's objections cheat sheet. This is in the Mastering the Phone to Get Property Deals 2.0 course. Objection number 1. Here's probably what you're going to run into right off the bat. You make it about them. You find out they're motivated. You ask them the 4 big questions. 1, about why they want to sell. 2, tell me about the money. How much is it worth? What do you got to have? Where are you going with it? So on and so forth. What's the timing? You want to do this next month, next year, or you want to do something today? I'm kind of in a hurry. Are you interested in doing something today or maybe not? Okay, then you want to ask them about their ability to make a commitment. You know, hey, are you able to make a commitment on this if I make an offer that suits you? Or is there other parties that need to be involved? Because you can do this in 3.5 minutes. So that's what we always talk about, doing that right there in 3.5 minutes. So after that, you know, you should know what their situation is to a fair, decent extent, and you should be able to detect a motivation and put them on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super motivated, 1 being I'm not motivated at all. But it doesn't matter if they're an 8 or a 9 if they're looking for a cash offer. And you called them thinking, I'm going to convert this guy I'm going to sell this guy a lease option. But he's thinking cash the whole time. And you get to the part where you realize he's motivated, you've pre-qualified him, you're moving in, now you're like, how do I close this guy? This guy, I haven't even mentioned it to him about lease options since the text message. Okay, so how do I close him? He says, I'm looking for a cash offer. Objection number 1 right here. Is Mag in the room?
I'm right here.
Mag, I need you to help me read this. I'm the objector. I'm the homeowner. I'm looking for a cash offer, buddy. I need a cash offer, and I only want cash.
Well, as an investor, I would need to make a profit. So my cash offer would be somewhere in the following range: 100 to 200K, maybe, right? Depending repairs and our due diligences, of course. Does that sound something that we should talk about, or maybe not?
Okay, so let's talk about this. When it says name price range, is Arturo in the room? Is Ace in the room by any chance? I stole this part from Ace, okay, because he uses this, all right, and I liked it, all right, so I stole it from him. But he says it like this. Let's assume the house has got an after repair value of $100,000. Okay, let's say that's what it's worth. Let's say it's even in good shape. Let's say the guy's asking $95,000, and it's worth $100,000. Okay, or let's just say he's asking $100,000. It's worth $100,000, and it looks like it's a nice house, $100,000 house. Now, as an investor, I'm reading the script here. As an investor, I will need to make a profit, so my cash offer would be somewhere in the following range, probably $60,000 to $70,000, depending on repairs and our due diligence, of course. Does that sound like something that we should talk about, or maybe not? Now, what are you guys thinking in the Zoom room? You're thinking, yeah, they're going to say, hell no. Right? They're going to say, hell no. If it's worth $100,000 and they're asking 95 or 100, it's a pretty house, and they're insisting on a cash offer, you could say, well, I need to make a profit. So, as an investor, my offer would be probably somewhere between 60 and 70,000. But that's probably not something that we should talk about, is it? Chances are it's not. They're going to say no. They're going to say absolutely not. And then I want you to laugh. I knew it wouldn't be. So, hey, That's fine with me. I knew you would say no, and you know what? I'd feel the same way if it were me. But that doesn't seem like it'll be a good fit. So let's go ahead and take that off the table. Go ahead and finish reading it, Mag. Read the second paragraph.
Oh, that doesn't seem like that will be a good fit. Let's go ahead and take that off the table and call it over. Now that's over, and before I go, if I were to make an offer you a full price, would you consider doing something creative with me for the next 18 to 24 months?
Yeah. Yeah. And now they're going to have questions or objections or stalls. Okay. And there's more that we have there to handle, and that there's more objections there. And we're going to go through some of them. But I want to practice this. Can we practice it? You guys want to role play practice objection number 1 with me today? We practiced number 10. Let's refresh on number 10. Let's refresh on number 10. You guys can refresh with me, and then we'll come back to number 1. But we got 25 minutes. Let's role play objections number 10 and number 1. Number 10 was, I'm the homeowner, okay? I need to talk to my wife, or I need to talk to my spouse, my partner, my lover, my priest, my pet rocks, or my pets in general. I need to visit with my attorney, maybe my accountant, my brother, my baby daddy, my brother's sisters, realtors, my property managers, my mentors, or maybe I just need to pray about it. Who's up? I got it right here on the screen. Who wants to play with me?
I want to do it because I had exactly that this weekend. So
do it, man.
All right.
Read it to me, or put it in your own words.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get it. Okay. I understand you completely. Are there? Wait, hold on. Speak with now and 3-way call. Wait, which one are we doing? I'm sorry, Justin.
Number 10. Yeah, you're reading the right one.
Okay. I need to talk to my wife, spouse, partner, lover, priest, pet rocks.
I just said that.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Start the answer.
Okay, I understand you completely. Are they available to speak with now on a 3-way call?
Well, no, they're not. They're actually one's in the bathtub, and the other one is up on the roof.
Oh, wow. Okay, so everybody's pretty busy, huh?
Yeah.
Well, when would be a good time to get everybody on a 3-way call?
Tomorrow afternoon sometime.
Tomorrow afternoon sometime?
Yeah.
Sometime meaning what time in tomorrow afternoon?
Great question, by the way, Nick. Great question. 3 o'clock would work.
So 3 o'clock. So 3 o'clock, nobody on the roof or the bathtub will be ready for a 3 o'clock call?
Oh, yeah. Everybody will be ready at 3 o'clock.
That's awesome, because I'm really looking forward to talking to you at 3 o'clock tomorrow and going over this agreement that we have going on here. Because like I said, I really like to do something with you, and if we can do something and get on that 3-way call with everybody, that would be great. So we good for 3 o'clock tomorrow?
Yeah, 3 o'clock's good.
Well, great.
3 o'clock's good.
How about I send you a calendar invite too, to make sure that we're all on? We got reminders and everything, and that we're all good for 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah. Are you going to ask me what happens when at 3 o'clock if you answer all my questions and make me feel comfortable? What happens next?
That was my next question. So at 3 o'clock tomorrow, on this 3-way call, and everything goes well, tell me what happens next.
Well, I think we'll have us a deal.
I'm sorry?
We'll have a deal.
We'll have a deal and go ahead and go through it with everything?
Yep, that's right.
That sounds great. All right. Well, Justin, I appreciate it, and I'll send you that calendar invite. Go ahead and accept it. That way we can go ahead and book you in for tomorrow at 3.
Great job, Nick. Now, he confirmed. And you guys are like, golly, right? He had to confirm so many times, but he did that perfectly. And, you know, the reason why you have to confirm so many times, even though it feels redundant to you, is because you're creating a scenario where they are committed. Okay, you want them to be crystal clear committed to picking up the phone tomorrow, all three of them at 3:00, and letting you answer their questions, and committed to, if you did, and they're comfortable moving forward with the deal. Okay. You got to get that commitment. You got to confirm. If you don't confirm, what do you end up doing?
Getting nothing, getting off the phone.
Go.
And then you got to follow up, answer a machine, leave message, call back, text, send them an email, go over with a sleeping bag, stay on their front porch, look in the windows, get real creepy. You chasing the deal now, because you didn't confirm. You got to put them in a little box. You got to get them back into the corner on this time frame. And I don't know why this is so difficult for us to pick up, because, I guess because it's uncomfortable. It is a bit uncomfortable to confirm. Got to do it though, or you'll just be following up all the time. And there's nothing more irritating than getting someone to say yes, and then they say yes, send me your agreement, and you send the agreement, and then you never hear from them again. Isn't that just gut wrenching?
Hey Justin, for the two follow-ups that I had this weekend were that I sent the agreements, and I did the exact kind of stuff we just did right now. What helped me on one of them did sell over the weekend, and but he kept his appointment. He answered it. He's like, hey man, I appreciate you calling. I sold it, whatever. But the one where I knew he denied my calendar invitation. So all I did was I clicked on the Zillow link, and it showed that he got a realtor over the weekend. So all I did was contact the realtor, worked it out with the realtor. Now we're kind of talking it out. So I'm hoping they want to wait till Friday to see if they get any other offers. So it was a way of not following up, but kind of in a way the calendar did it for me.
Yeah. And also, and a good example of being creative and following through, I think both. So kudos to you, man, on that. And good job on that role play. Who's up to role play that same thing next? And then we're going to do objection number 1, which is, I just want cash, Buster. Just cash. Why are you screwing with me with this creative stuff? This text message that said lease, then buy. What are you talking about? Okay, so who wants to role play with me first on this number 10? Nick did a great job, but let's do number 10 one more time. Who's up? Anybody? Somebody's next. This is VIP club, guys. We got to practice. We don't get any better. And I love it when you guys practice and play with me. Anybody up next? Who's up?
Which one?
Number 10.
I don't see your screen, but we can.
Oh, you don't see the screen? Is that a problem across the board, or is it just you, man? Is nobody seeing my screen? I've got the objections cheat sheet up here. You see it? Okay. I'll go back to it. There we go. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Mag's up. All right. So, Mag, it sounds good and everything, but I need to talk to my priest about it, because, he's my best friend, and we don't really do anything without talking to the priest about it. I need to make sure that he's okay with it,
Okay. You got to talk to the priest.
Yeah.
I understand it completely. When do you think are you gonna be able to talk to the priest?
I don't know, man. He's got a lot of parishioners, so it's gonna be hard probably to get in there. It's not like you can just walk in there and sit down in his office and say, "Hey, yo, what's up?" You have to. So I don't know. It might be a little while before I can get in there, but I will.
What if I can make this easier and put us in a 3-way call? Would that work then, or maybe not?
Oh no, he's probably talking to Jesus right now, and I wouldn't want to interrupt that phone call, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'm actually talking to Jesus now to get you on this phone call. So
I like you, man. I like you, man. You ought to come visit the church sometime.
nah,
It's over
totally.
on,
I will.
over on Crestwood Boulevard. Where you at? You live in town here?
I live next to your town.
Next to me. Okay. Well, yeah, you ought to come over here to Chesterfield Church of the Jesus Christ of Latter-day Sinners.
I'll definitely go there. But what about if we be able to make this three-way call work, and then I can visit the church? How's that sound?
See, I don't know. I just don't know how I'm going to be able to give you a time. That's the thing.
Okay. What if I'll be able to carve out some time for us tomorrow at noon? Would that be something that we can talk about? At lunchtime.
Well, I'll visit with you, but I don't know if I'll have had time to talk to my priest. His name is Chuck.
Oh, Chuck.
Yeah. So I don't know if I've had time to visit with Chuck.
So what if I'm be able to go? How about this? Sunday, you probably go to the church on Sunday, right?
Yeah, I do.
Right. All right. You know what? What if I'm be able to go to the church and at the same time that you go, and then we can visit the Jesus and the priest at the same time, and we'll be able to make this work. Is that something?
Well, we do need to have a little talk with Jesus to make it right, but I don't think we can do it this Sunday. Would you really want to do that, Mag? For real? Pause the role play. Would you really want to go to this dude's church? See, he's giving you a big time runaround.
Yeah, I know.
I'm waiting on you to jerk the rug out from under me. See, the last one we did with Nick, the guy was all good to go. He was ready to go and set a time and do all this and confirmed and everything. And yeah, I do the deal and all this. Now this is a different kind of guy I'm doing with you, Mag.
Okay.
This guy here, he's giving you the runaround.
All right, so
like he's got a bullshit excuse. First of all, nobody needs to talk to the priest about a real estate deal.
All right.
Okay. And then secondly, I can't give you a date or a time. I don't know. It's just like an impending, well, it's a long time. It may be a few days or who knows. I don't really know. I don't know. I got to go see Chuck. Okay. This guy's giving you the runaround.
I know.
So
I know. The next thing
now. Most guys would offer to go. Most guys would be like, oh, yeah, this is close by. I'm going to run over to that church house on Sunday morning. I'm going to get born again, and then he's going to sign this contract for me.
All right. So here it is. Mr. Owner. All right. So here it is. Mr. Owner, I think I'm having a feeling right now that you're really not motivated to sell this. Is that right? Or am I hearing this right, or is this? I could be wrong about it.
Say it again, man.
So I'm having a feeling here that you're really not motivated about this deal right now. Is that? Am I feeling the right thing, or is there something different there that we can talk about?
That was like the nicest way to put it, Mag. Can anybody put it in more of a direct, in your face kind of way? That's the way I like it a little bit. Just turn up the volume just a little bit, man.
On your face.
That was so nice. It's like, I don't know if you want to, fire me or if you want to date me. It's like, it's a little.
Justin, I think I got one.
Okay, go for it, David.
Well, Mr. Seller, we try to work out something here where it could be beneficial for both of us, but it kind of sounds like, I'm not the right buyer for you. You don't have time for me. And honestly, I don't have time to, waste on somebody that's unsure of what they want to do. So are we done here today, or are you thinking about something else?
Ooh, I like it. See, just a little bit more like, hey, man, let's stop for a second, because I feel like maybe you just want to say no, this ain't a good fit. And Maybe you're just being nice or something. Are you just disinterested in this? Is this over, or what's going on here? And then act confused. Yeah, that's kind of what he did there. Kind of what he did, if I was going to describe it. I like it. Good stuff. Anybody else want to take a stab at it? What do you do with the guy on objection number 10 when he won't commit to a time? Okay. It's easy when he commits to a time. The hard part about that, when he commits to a time, is to remember now to confirm. Okay. You want to make sure you confirm it a few times, two or three times. That's the hard part there. But that's the easy one, is when he's saying yes. So what do you do when the guy's blowing you off about a time? Like, you gotta get right in his face. You have to. Are you just not interested? Are you not into this? Here's one I like, and I'll say it pretty often, even to this day. Mr. Homeowner, this conversation, I thought it was going good, but it feels like the energy changed or something. Have I done something wrong? Have I offended you in some way? No, I mean, what do you mean? Well, it just seems like I thought we were going to be able to do this, but maybe it's not a good fit for you, and you'd like to tell me no. Well, see, that's kind of a laid back way of doing it, Anybody else have a thought on this? Anybody else want to role play this real quick?
Yeah, I'll do it, Justin.
Let's do it, dude.
What's up, man? How you doing? All right,
Pretty good.
go ahead. So you're blowing me off. All right, hey, listen, Justin, it sounds like you really don't want to do this. I feel like I'm talking to my wife trying to find out where she wants to go to dinner. You can't make up her mind. Is that the case? You're just not sure?
Man, it's funny. Do they all learn that in some kind of a female school, or what? Because
first grade, I think first grade and kindergarten is when they start learning that. And I just felt like I was talking to my wife when I was trying to figure out where we're going to eat. But look, if this isn't going to fit for you, hey, just tell me no. That's all. I mean, I'm being upfront with you. I thought you were being upfront with me. So it's all right to say no to me. If this don't work, that's fine. We'll just move on. We'll still be friends. But, we just can't keep jerking each other around here. So I guess it's over. Is that the case?
I like it. Good job, Joe. Yeah, Joe seasoned his with a little humor. Did you notice that? That was nice, about the females and his wife and so on and so forth. I think even in today's world, that still plays a little. So, I mean, people like that. It makes you feel more comfortable, and especially if it's relatable. The guy was married. Yeah, sure, he probably totally relate. I was wanting to open up a bar that was called I Don't Care.
I've seen that. I don't care bar. Yeah, I don't care where we're going. All right, good. And at least we know where we're going now, right?
Right. Well, yeah. So that's a. Now, if you want to talk about a pandemic, that's probably that's probably the pandemic right there.
There you go.
Objection number 1. Let's move on to this and role play this for a few minutes. Let's give this 10, 15 minutes maybe, unless anybody has some questions or anything. Objection number 1, I'm looking for a cash offer. You get this guy all the way to the end. You pre-qualified him in 3 minutes or less. You find out that he's pretty motivated, and you're talking to him, and all he wants is cash. And he says to you, I'm looking for somebody that can just come buy this place outright. I'm looking for a cash offer, or I need cash, or I only want full cash price, or I want, something like this. Okay. How do you respond to that? See, this is where I think a lot of us break down in the conversation. I was referring to this earlier. We break down because we don't know how to switch them from the cash to a creative solution. Okay. Now, can you switch all of them? No. Good grief, no. If you could, you wouldn't be watching me on this VIP, right? You'd be the ruler of the world or something. It's just, you're not going to convert all of them from cash concept to a creative concept, but you will be able to convert the motivated ones that like and trust you, that you've spent some time with on the phone, building, pre-qualifying them and then finding out what they need, and you're dealing with them as if they are the important ingredient here, and they are. So to answer the cash question, let me read it this time. As an investor, I will need to make a profit, so my cash offer would be somewhere in the following range. Now, remember, our example was $100,000. If you're going to make a cash offer, you're going to have to buy it cheap as a wholesaler, right? So, I usually put something pretty low, maybe 60 to 70%, because that's kind of the ugly house range, even if it's a pretty house. Well, as an investor, I would need to make a profit, so the cash offer would be kind of low, like probably somewhere between 60 and 70. But that depends on repairs and our due diligence, of course, too. But so that doesn't sound like something we should talk about, does it? Or you could say, does that sound like something we should talk about, or maybe not? Okay, right here, like I wrote it on the page. You could put it in your own words. Most of these people already know, okay, that you're a real estate investor. They're anticipating a lowball offer. They're anticipating it. So you're going to tell them, hey, listen, I don't even want to make, basically that's the spirit of this to me. I don't even want to make a lowball offer to you. I mean, I need to make a profit. So if I was going to do that, I would, it would be pretty low, probably somewhere in this range. We don't need to talk about that, though, do we? No, we don't. So since that doesn't seem like a good fit, let's go ahead and take that off the table and call it over. Now that it's over, before I go, if I were to offer you the full price today, would you consider doing something creative with me for the next 18 to 24 months? Is that something we should talk about, or maybe not? Do you see how I've gotten back? I got out of the game completely with this guy. Now I'm back in the game on my terms. Okay? Now, either he's going to have some questions, either he'll shoot you down completely. Oh, no, never. Okay? In which case, you need to stay in the game with him a little bit longer anyway. This isn't over until you say it is. If a guy just says, no, I'm not going to do that. No, we're not doing lease or anything creative at all. I'll at least ask, oh, Mr. Homeowner, have you had a bad experience before? Or is it? I'm just curious why you're not interested. Okay, see, now I'm getting to the real objections, which are on the page here too, probably all of them. All right, so let's go back and practice objection number one. The guy wants cash. We're going to move him from cash to a creative offer here. I'll be the homeowner. Somebody be the caller here, the investor, the creative ninja. Who wants to be the volunteer? Somebody we haven't had yet.
Okay. Computer, start acting up.
Okay. Anybody?
Oh, my computer. Come on.
I'll do it if no one goes.
Okay. Let's do it. You can go first. Somebody else can tag on second. We'll do it twice. Okay. Yeah, everything sounds good, man. I like you, but we're kind of looking for a cash offer here. I think we just need to sell and just get out. We're not really, we're not trying to do anything other than that, really, to be honest with you.
Right. Okay. Well, I go about buying properties in a number of ways. And one of the ways that I do it is if I'm going to do a cash offer, it's going to be probably in the range of maybe 50 to 70, depending on repairs, of course, how I do my due diligence. But is that something, I mean, since I kind of mentioned that, I got to get at a discount. It's the way I provide for my family. I hope that's something you can respect and think it's reasonable that this is how I make a living. And I want to make sure it's a good offer for you. But if that's something that you're interested in, or should we talk about something like that in that range?
Oh, no. Hell no. I mean, I can't do that. I mean, good grief. I'm asking 95,000, and you said something between 60 and 70. I'm not. There's no way I could do that. No.
Okay. Well, let me see. What is something that you could do? I mean, are you stuck on the 95,000 price, or is there, are you open to any other creative ways on purchasing the property?
Yeah, that's what I owe. I owe like close to 95.
Oh, you still owe close to 95,000, but you still owe.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
well,
I got to have cash.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and take that cash offer off the table, being that it won't help you out. I really want to be in the position to help you out. If I was to, kind of take over payments, is that something you'd be interested in?
Okay, so let's pause the role play here. So he's asking, his question was, in the ask is would I consider taking payments? Okay, not a bad question. Good question to set up a creative idea. Good job there. Does anybody have any advice or opinions on that? Any thoughts on that? I feel like he stayed in the saddle with me the right way. He did follow the script, the spirit of the script here, which I don't need you to follow the script. That's not the point. Is I hate scripts. They don't work, obviously, for the same reason that we just experienced ourselves in the role play, and that is that nobody on the other end of the phone is reading the script. You know what I mean? So you can't call a homeowner with a script and everything go to plan, because they're not following the script. Only you are. So, but he followed the spirit of the script here, which is what I want you all to catch. And while we're practicing here, because I want you to catch the spirit of it. And that is that, hey, I could make you a cash offer, but it probably ain't going to be a good fit for you, Mr. Homeowner. So let's go ahead and take that off the table. And but before I go, and let's call it done. But before I go, let me ask you one more question. Like I'm stuttering, I'm stammering, I'm spitting and sputtering. Hey, it's all just human. It makes me sound real, like I'm not a telemarketer. So, it does seem like that's, the cash offer, you owe 95. Yeah, the house is worth 100. Yeah, Mr. Homeowner, seems like that's not going to be a good fit. Let's go ahead and take that off the table, and I'm going to have to call this over. But before I go, if I were to offer you full price today, like not beat you up on the price, would you consider doing something creative with me for the next 18 to 24 months? Or is that something not worth talking about? All you need is one person a month to say yes to that question. One person a month. Let's go ahead and take that off the table. But before I'm going to have to call it done. But before I go, if I were to not beat you up on price, give you what you're asking, would you consider doing something creative with me for the next 18 to 24 months? Or maybe not. One person a month to say yes to that question, and you quit your job. All right.
What's up, Justin?
What's up, man?
Been working hard, man. I had to cut back on working. I'm working 80 hours a week and walking around like a zombie.
Oh, yeah.
So I figured I reemerge.
Reemerge. Man, I've been there.
Yeah, so I had to cut back on work so I can have time to do my business, man. I was getting kind of depressed. I'm just, I don't want to be locked in working 2 full-time jobs. It's not what I want to do.
Yeah, man. You fit in around here. There's a lot of folks that are in the same boat, man, working their tails off, paying the bills and trying to launch.
I've been doing DoorDash part-time. Just
There you
hustling, man.
Well, if you see any vacant properties while you're out there running around, write down the address because you can do a little driving for dollars at the same time.
Right.
Unless you're doing it at night, and then if you're doing it at night, then you can't see shit, right?
That's nice. That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that today while I'm out there. I got the REI automation. I just signed up for it yesterday. I'm setting it all up. And then I wanted to ask you also on the other one, what's that, prop screen?
Yeah.
The other software that you use. I wanted to sign up under your name so you get the credit.
Yeah, all you got to do is go to realestatewholesalersclub.com and scroll down and there's a little tools section. You can click the prop stream. It's right there, real big. Just click it, and it'll go right there. You get a 7-day free trial and everything, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back, man. Glad to be back, man. I've been working at graveyard is rough. So what I'm gonna be doing is like take an hour nap and wake up so I can catch the group meeting and go back to sleep, get a little more rest, get up, hit the business. Got the master plan.
Man, you know, when I was doing it, I was doing it like that too, and I was working all night long. Well, half the night at least, like until 3. It sucks, man. But I still, to this day, I haven't done that in years. But I still, to this day, have the same kind of sleep schedule. It's hard for me to not stay awake all night just from having done it, working the night shift. Isn't that strange?
I'm doing 12 midnight to 8:30 in the morning. Wow. And then for about 2 weeks I was doing that. Come home, try to get some sleep, and then go to the swing shift job from 2 p.m. to 10:30 at night, and then go to the grave. Yeah. I told one of the guys, "Hey, look, I just want to be on a weekend thing, and that's it."
Yeah. Well,
that's hard on the body, man.
I'm your biggest fan, so you know, I'm glad to see you. It's good to have you here, man. I'm hoping that you can hit a deal here pretty soon. And
man, I'm setting up my campaign night, even from at work, working. It's a lot of downtime, so I'll be setting up my campaign, man. Busting a move this week. I'm ready. I want to unplug from the job, man. I'm look at a job as a ball and chain.
Yeah.
I want to be free.
Yeah. Modern day slavery, man. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
It's they say the day they got rid of slavery was the day they invented the paycheck.
I love your sense of humor, man. It's really captivating and motivating.
Hey, man, I appreciate you saying that, brother.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm gonna tap in tomorrow for some training, and I'm gonna get back working on my campaign and setting my system up. Have a blessed one.
We'll see you.
All right,
man. Does anybody have any questions in here before we call it a day? Anything else that we can practice or help you out with before we call it a wrap for today? Yeah.
Hey, I had a question in terms of like on the even on the role play prices we were doing at like 95,000.
Yeah.
I mean, 95,000 is still a good price for the lease options. Whether it's a pretty house or kind of needs work.
Okay, so if it's a pretty house and it doesn't need work, then 95 is a great price for a lease option. 100 would be a great price. If it's worth 100 and you can only get it for 100, that's fine. I would still do it at 102 or 103. I might even, in a nice neighborhood, do it at 105.
But the lowest you would go, Justin, is 100, right?
Well, that's the lowest. I'll go as low as the the seller will go. But I mean, in some of these cases, the house is worth 100 and they want 105. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just need 3 years to get enough appreciation on it where I can still collect 10 grand.
Right.
So not a problem, man. On the price tag on that stuff. Now, if the house needs work, how much work? Okay, is the big 5 okay? When I say the big 5, y'all tell me real quick. What's the big 5?
The roof,
HVAC,
HV,
Yep.
foundation.
Roof, HVAC, foundation. What else? You guys got to have someplace to shit, right?
the bathroom,
Plumbing,
Plumbing,
and electrical.
You like to be able to cook food and like turn the microwave on and stuff. You got to have electricity. I'm just giving y'all a hard time. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the big 5. If the big 5 is okay, then it's just cosmetics, right? Okay, if the big 5 is jacked up, then it needs to be an ugly house deal, because it's going to need substantial work done to the major mechanical systems of the house. If the house big 5 is okay, then it's just cosmetics. I would do a lease option deal on that all day long. Even if it was 95 and it was worth 100, even if it was 100 and it was 100, I'd probably still do it. And I'd find somebody in there willing to go in. I'd tell the homeowner, yeah, we're going to get somebody in there that's going to paint, going to lay down some click-lock flooring. They're going to put some elbow grease into this place too. That's not what you're looking to do, is it? Oh, they'll do that? Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that sounds great. Okay, great. Wonderful. Then I'll find a nice family that'll go in there and they'll paint the place up. They'll fix it up, maybe put some tile down, find you a handyman, find you a Hispanic gentleman that knows how to do handiwork. They have cash. They have the know-how. Okay, there's a lot of dudes out there that do that. So it's a great opportunity. I hope that answers your question.
Justin, I have a question.
Okay.
This morning, I got a townhouse I put on the contract this morning, and he was asking $290, and we agreed on $280. Zillow said it was $291. Okay, it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 2,300 square feet. He wants to continue to live in the house until I find a tenant buyer. He's told me he was already pre-approved to buy another house. His wife is pregnant. He needs more room. And she's going to have a baby by May, so he has plenty of time to look. So I went ahead and put it on the contract, but my problem, showing the house with him and still living in it. What do you think?
Yeah, what's the problem, man? Where is it? How far is it from your house?
Quite a ways.
Great. Yeah, use the appointment confirmation memo that I've got the course, outsourced lease options 2.0.
Yeah.
And that way, he'll commit to not stealing your buyer every time you send one over.
Okay.
And just mark the hell out of it, man. Do the deal. That's a pretty clean deal. Good thing. Okay. What a blessing. He's around to show the property even. I mean, you're going to send somebody over there. He's going to do all the legwork. You're not even going to leave your bedroom or your house.
But even after he showed the property, if we find a tenant buyer, he still wants like 45 days, to have time to move out.
Not a problem. I would say most tenant buyers are probably okay with that. That's not that bad. They probably need 30 days themselves.
Okay.
Yep. So, you guys have seen those TV shows where they're in between. The new condo isn't ready yet, and so they went and stayed with mom for 2 weeks, and now they're on Jerry Springer. That's
Just
how
make
that
sure
stuff
you
happens.
sign the paperwork before you send the people over there
Yes,
with the buyer,
definitely.
with the seller. I
Oh,
mean,
yes.
because you don't want
Yeah.
because that kind of happened to me in one of my deals earlier last year before I got the paperwork
Yeah.
from Justin to send it over. So I got the
Yeah.
paperwork a day later before I sent the guy over there, and the guy had already went to the house, and the guy went. I know he had to go behind my back because he never called me back after that. I mean, he let me know what he's found somebody for the house already. I'm like, okay, no problem.
Right.
So we need 4 of y'all to help roll up on this dude. No, I'm just kidding. Nah. You reap what you sow, right?
That's
You
right.
know?
Yeah. Hey, man, I really enjoyed Jamel Gibbs.
Yeah, good.
Saturday-
Thanks for that
Saturday
idea,
was-
man. He
Yeah,
was great.
Saturday was really good. Yeah.
It was awesome.
Super good. He said he wants to come back in a couple, 2 or 3 weeks. So he said he's got something else he wants to show. I don't know what it is.
Justin, have you started playing around with Investigator Pro yet? Yeah.
A little bit, man, but it does a lot. So I can't say that I'm a pro at it yet, but I do know how to do quite a few things now more than I used to. But I can't say that I'm a pro at it. But I do have a nice opinion of it, that especially as things are being developed in it, that the more that happens, as I think I feel better about recommending it to even like new people getting going. It's a cheap platform. It provides them several things, websites, and they can get, property values and so on and so forth too, and email blaster. So it's a pretty cool deal. So I like having it around, and I appreciate George giving me the hookup on it one day.
George is the expert on it. Quiet Storm,
Yeah.
George.
I like the idea. I like the idea that
George.
they're going to have trained virtual assistants on it also.
Jerry, have you said anything else about that?
No, but he said it would be like in 2 weeks they would have trained virtual assistants.
Yeah.
So, you can get a part-time, or you can get a part-time virtual assistant where you're learning that to help you get up and going,
Yeah.
Yeah, it just seems really good. Really, really good. I'm glad to be on the ground floor of it. I don't know how I do that, guys. It's the second time I've done that in my life. I mean, once I got in on the ground floor with automated REI a couple of years back, and here I am doing it again with Investor Deal Pro. How does it work? Like, I don't know. How do I find these guys? They come to me. he didn't come to me. I don't know. Somehow George just brought it up, and I was like, hey. But I'm glad you liked it, Jerry.
Yeah, and I was reading where he was saying they're going to offer 1,000 texts for $20 or something like that.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I'm trying to figure out if Greg is sitting on the throne, man. I love you, Greg. Hey, brother. Hey, shit happens, man. Oh my God.
Welcome to the virtual life.
This is the VIP right here. All right. I love you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
I'm glad I wasn't pleasuring myself.
Oh, there you go, man. Hey, it's all good. It's all good, man. That's when a man does his best thinking, I'm convinced. All right. Tomorrow, Victor, role play. Get in here, guys. Some of you are a little intimidated to role play with me, I think, or something. I'm not sure, but jump in there tomorrow. Role play with them. You gotta get this practice. If you don't practice, you don't improve. And that's just the way. I didn't make it that way. That's just the way God made it. So You got to do it. Love you guys. We'll see you later. See you tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow night we're gonna do more. Tomorrow night I'll be back. All right. Bye bye, everybody.